settings, and I just look over and Tim's just like right there. Like,
We're
and then he just gets up and like takes off running. It's great. He's like 5-year-old's way, just like laying
I was
there.
really
He
proud of
gets up, takes
myself.
off running.
I spent something like 15 hours
If I
writing
come
my
out, that's
paper
tomorrow.
on Saturday. I just treated it like it was the day before.
Today.
Because that's the only way I
Yeah,
could.
like, not because I would.
Like, I always justify
I would've
putting
just
it off
stayed
till
at
last
my
minute.
house
Like,
right
I'm down. How did
it's horrible. I
I'm
can't
happy
stop
with the last
myself.
episode
So
of season
I
2
just had to
Stranger
pretend
Things.
that to do, and then I would have like a page
How'd you get
left
halfway
on
through the
Sunday,
episode?
so I
I wouldn't have even
finished it.
started
And
if I
then
knew I didn't have
did
I'm
that.
not overly
So
attached
yeah,
to
like,
the show.
can be there.
it still took me a little
The
bit,
characters kind of get on my
but
nerves.
I'm just more
I was
concerned
really
with the
proud of
fact
myself
that
because
you
at
started
least
the
then like I
episode
had a more quality
they didn't finish.
than if I
No, I
did.
watched,
I can't watch
episodes,
half
so
of
I'm
an
like, I hope
episode
this
and
makes
leave it
sense
for a
now.
couple hours. I won't know what's going on.
Like,
I'm
that's
going
not
to
my
class
problem.
where
I just,
I don't
if
want
I'm
to,
invested in
and
the show, I have a hard time walking away from it. But
Dude,
I
this is
just,
playable cast.
strength and just,
Oh, this
the
cool.
characters
That
get
is
on my
right
nerves.
now.
Dude, perfect. And they come up with
I know,
the
I like
action
Mike.
carryman. It's like not even a big.
I like
I
that.
think, I think the kids were better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you took it backpacking? Like, it's
I like
a legitimate two-person cast.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I've been looking
It's
at
not a
it.
little bit.
Or me and my dad have
He and Steve had some of the best scenes.
They follow me.
Yeah.
Like when
I
they
mean,
were
get one of
together.
those.
Just come on.
Can somebody break the 20?
Yeah. Dude,
I can break you.
That was like-
and like they're made out of really good material too.
Steve
And most of the
a lot.
stuff
You like
Yeah, he was like no one.
no longer a pussy.
Yeah.
How do you want it?
I don't know. He had like a pretty bad
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to spend another few minutes on the A minor invention. Let's take measure 3 now and take out some manuscript paper and or not. Let's determine what's important about this and what's not important. I think there's a lot of interesting inventions, like maybe like 15.
Or the light bulb.
I'm using this one because it's a little easier on the key signature. Okay, if an
Yes. Boss. That's what I chose to do, and it made me happier.
okay, if you take the first chord in measure 3,
Support myself.
that's pretty much all the notes there, isn't it? That's all the notes in the first 2 beats. Someone turn on the generator. Okay, so if you think of, let's go ahead and just play what I have written there. Let's hear that again. passing 7th G is going to want to go to F, isn't it?
Okay.
Yes.
So it appears to go let's kind of imitate the third and the fourth beat the same way we did the first and the second beat. So to me, I feel like the first beat okay? Do you see how I might have come to that conclusion of the first beat, of the third beat? Now how about the fourth beat? Now, the reason I make such a deal of the passing C is because that C is what gets us to B flat. So, kind of look at the scale of things here. What would you say about the harmonic rhythm at this point? It's really the half note, isn't it? Okay, so what we want to do is attempt to do the whole sequence kind of in 4 parts and then get it down to real keyboard style analysis. These maybe have too many notes in them right now, but that's okay. Or something like that. Now that's really B flat there, isn't it? Now if you look at the last beat there, David, that's a B natural. I'm sorry, I just detuned everyone in the house. Wow. Thank you. So, how do you think I want to do this half note? I think this chord could look something like that in the bass. Yes, I'm adding extra notes, I know that. It's not really 4-part. And then this, maybe this should be a quarter note. No, half note. My bad. Still a half note. Now, might need a little simplifying. Nice. Simplified the crap out of that. Okay, now we have that passing 7 right here, right? Sort of transfer this F down to this F. Do you all see that 16th note F there?
Yes.
Okay, so that's transferring that to that. This is kind of a mess. Now, we could think if we were to simplify this even further to maybe take out these octaves, but let's not for now. So, if this is 1, this is 4, 6 to 4 to passing 4, 4, 2, right? To 5, 7 or 5, 6, 5 in the key of C, right? This is how we got to the key of C. How did we get to the key of C? Well, in the key of A, 1, 4, 6 to 4 to 4, 4, 2, and this note becomes 2 in the key of C, which is the relative major, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay? Now, we may find out that this would be secondary function or something, but not at this point. Not at this point. I think they're really, now, do we get to see here? Kind of. Let's see. Okay, let's go all the way to the 4th beat. Make this okay, do you see how I came to that on the 4th beat? Yes? Yes. Okay, so what did I come to on the 3rd beat? No, on the end of 4. This is the end of 4. This is 4. Okay, do you see how I got that figure on beat 4? Chase, we're in measure 4 of invention 13. Now, what happens here is we have this B tied over, don't we? Everything else looks like C. But we really don't get the C until here, do we?
No.
So we're gonna make this all this. I think that accurately depicts what we're doing here. Now, what relation, I mean, 5, 7 doesn't really go to 3, does it? So what we've done here is we just kept these tones from the previous chord, and we are eventually going to hear this get resolved to the C. So really, this note here thinks about resolution here, but actually resolves there. And then we go back to this feeling of 3 again right here. So here we have 565 going to 3 going to 1 to 3, 6. Did anyone understand any of that? So let's hear how it sounds like on the actual sequence there, and then I will play you its rendition. What is the purpose of the beat? I think we're seeing this again leading to that. Now what is that chord on the downbeat of measure 5? I don't think it's 1 in this instance. I think it's 6. I think it's an A chord, but I could be wrong. Let's look at it more. No, I think it's A, and that's why Bach gives us this E, G, B chord here to have a fifth relationship to take us to A. So let's see how that plays out. A is in a fifth relationship through a passing G, 2, 4, 6. Okay? Then 4 has a passing, see there's your passing 7, passing 7 for the 4 chord, but it's passing in the bass, so that makes it 4, 4, 2. And we're using this chord on the 4th beat of measure 3 as the pivot chord to the key of C. What is involved with the pivot chord? Well, I'll refresh you from late February of 2 years ago. This is what a pivot chord does. It's consonant in both keys, meaning no chromatic alterations, and generally it is predominant in the new key. 2 being predominant in the new key. Okay. All right, so we have this 5, 7 chord in the 5, 6, 5 position, and we get it as a passing 7th there, and that's why that makes sense in the sequence, is that we hear this chord resolving everywhere it's set there. Okay, so it's a little unusual motion to 3 as kind of a quick substitution getting to 1, which we get to here. Again, a brief foray back to 3 there, which drives us to the 6th chord. Everybody good with that? So, when we get to this 6th chord, it's going to look a lot like that there, but only for a beat instead of a half note. So, this we could say is the first beat. Okay? And we could even kind of not think so much about that note per se. All right. Or we could be more specific and do these. I'm starting to hate my pen. Sorry. Rage-filled pen hate. So maybe, if we wanted to be a little more thorough, we could show the motion from 6 to 6, 6. Where is the trash can?
Back, right.
Got the crossover going.
It's behind the curtain right there.
What?
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a hook shot.
Who's this thing to get us?
And Durant from behind the 3-point line.
Oh!
Almost.
Okay, so now look at, even though, look at this, 1 to 4 or 2, right? So it's half note, essentially half note here, right? But this becomes more ambiguous as we move into a harmonic rhythm of the quarter note. So, here, 6 goes to 2, and now we speed up now we go from 2 to 7, and this ties over. I think this is very much 5 here, don't you think, on the 3rd beat? And then 1, okay, let's look at this harmonic rhythm. Quarter note, 8th, 8th, quarter note, 8th, 8th. And this is 1 to 6 there. Yes.
Could you not look at D2 as a whole as 7/6? Instead of treating it as the 8 notes.
I'll tell you why I didn't. It's because A goes to D. And when you hear this, you don't, when you hear this, you hear A.
Yeah.
You hear this, because of the structure of this, you hear D until the end of that. Yes, it's moving very quickly, but we get to take our time. Now, 1 goes to 6, and in the next measure, it looks like 4 to 2, 1, 5, 5, 1. that's not on the board, the harmonic rhythm does quicken a bit in that here's this progression. Well, I'll play, here's all of measure 5. Okay, to kind of go along with what Hunter was talking about or asking about is in measure 5, we hear this first beat, all S A chord, and then we hear it go to D, and then this B is a surprise, isn't it? And then the G is not a surprise, so that's all a G chord. The C is not a surprise, but the A is. So that's how my harmonic rhythm in that measure is quarter, eighth, eighth, quarter, eighth, eighth. And then the next measure, again eighth, eighth, 4, 2, 5, 5, 1. I'm not going to write that one on the board quite yet. But let's look at this measure, or this whole thing on the board. I'll try to play it like I wrote it. Improvise the last measure there, but
It's empty.
Occurs.
well, you wouldn't want to spill it if you had expensive liquor in it now, would you?
Oh, I don't drink.
But still, you wouldn't. You don't drink, that's why your cup's empty? You drink other liquids. What's our favorite non-water drink? And if water's your only drink, sweet tea, sweet tea.
Or Dr. Pepper or beer. Just the calf.
Wow, that's a lot. I'm gonna have to say black bitter coffee. Yes.
I like it. They say that people who drink black coffee, like there's nothing in it, are fat. Makes a lot of sense.
Well, now you know.
I like
Ask me something, I will tell you the honest truth, and if you think something about a psychopath, I mean, define kill.
in their life.
Please.
Has some minutes to rock.
Not even close.
You don't have anyone hiding in your
I
basement.
have saved one life, and I've saved lives every day when I don't run over the students who walk in front of me. I love students. I really admire this. I do admire it, no matter whether it irritates me or not. You've got your books, you're in the parking lot, you're not in a crosswalk, and you're walking across where cars drive. Never a sideways look at all.
You just hate it because people glare at you.
Pretentiousness. Oh.
Yeah, like literally.
I used to look
you can't
both
make eye
ways, but I
contact.
haven't made it across the street.
I've
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
their cars.
Yeah.
You hit me, I win.
Well, I was almost hit by a car one time, and I had the focus, and she was at a stop sign, like going that direction, and I was walking. The road was going this direction. I was crossing the road that way, and then all of a sudden she turns. Like I'm in the middle of the road, and she turns and almost hits me. Like I had to slam my hand down on her hood. I was just like,
That'll stop.
"Hello."
Yeah.
Aha!
That's always good.
It was horrible.
Slam
It was
the
terrifying.
car and then crumple and
Feel broken wrist.
bam! Oh!
Well, I mean, this is how friends are.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to tell you, I'm pretty proud of this today. So I wanna do things to it.
No.
I'm making this into 4 parts. One more note. Okay, I'm just gonna keep messing around like that, so I'm gonna stop with that. Okay, I really enjoy that kind of stuff, and let me tell you why. Because what does analysis tell us? It better helps us understand the beauty and the power of the music. And it allows us to think, oh,
It's simple.
the relationship of that G is very much like the relationship of that C, which is very much like this relationship of that F, which is very much like this relationship of the B and the A. You know what I mean? What makes that sequence work is the 7th of the chord. Okay? Funny?
You're a funny rabbit.
So what?
Sorry. I think.
I feel like blocking it like this makes it so much easier to understand.
Right.
And the next time through, after we block it, we're gonna have the hands and the turns.
Great.
Now we're just sort of
Where's the kick line gonna be?
lined up behind you, Charlie. Ooh. I used to be a kicking coach, by the way. You probably know this about me. My specialty was the in-step drive.
You talking about like soccer special free kicks?
No, just dead ball kicks on the soccer field.
Oh,
And I learned from a Romanian man named Radu Rusu. And Radu learned in Romania where they didn't even have grass or anything. You had to play on like old broken up asphalt and stuff. And so you couldn't really kick the ground or you'd hurt your toe. So anyway, Radu taught me how to kick. And then I taught many children how to do that.
Wow. Mini.
Many children.
Yeah, like really small.
Many children.
Do you like children?
Well, I used to feel like I did, but then I started volunteering at Pritchard Preparatory School, teaching yoga, and then I decided that maybe God didn't call me to do that. It's like stepping in an ant-pit, being around a lot of little children. It's just like, and some people really love that. My wife still volunteers out there. She reads to the 4-year-olds. She teaches yoga, except to those whose religion does not allow it. And then she teaches creative movement, which are yoga poses, to them. And she likes it, but she's worn out for like 4 days after spending 2.5 hours at the school. That's not for me. I used to coach little children, and I coached all the way through high school, and even some college. But I never wanted to teach in high school or elementary school or middle school. I made it so that I never took an education class. I loved my high school teachers and my band director in particular, but I didn't ever want to be treated that way. This is like the worst job. Spend a lot of time raising money and dealing with parents, children who are just going to do the worst stuff at all times. That was my high school band. It was huge. We were great. Many musicians came out of that band. The baby boom, man, my high school was huge. built for 2,000, had like 5,500 people in the building. If you wanted to get across the hallway during class change, you had to like, you could not, and it was 5 years, 8 through 12. Couldn't go in the restroom or you'd get beat up. Also, it was totally smoke filled. You open the door to the bathroom, it was like billows of smoke comes out.
Sounds like this.
Next to the tennis courts in the back, there's this bench. You'd see 10 to 12 kids just laying there tripping on any given day. It was the Wild West. It really was. But I had lots of kids in the band, and we were good. We were good. We commissioned composers. We played in the Atlanta Symphony Hall. We made up a lot of the all-state band and orchestra. But all the schools were big back in the 70s. When were your parents going to high school? 80s?
My dad graduated in
Bunch of punks. Okay, what we're going to do now is the course evaluations. And I'm thinking they're going to take a full 14 minutes, so we're done now. I really enjoyed today's class. Thanks for coming. Chase, will you flip it for me? Give it the flip. Give it a flip. Flip the. You can do it. That's it. Flip. No.